Hey, I'm excited to share with you Abita Brewing Company's Turbodog. It's an American brown ale. Um, geez, I just read. So it's 5.6% alcohol by volume. I'll tell you the IBUs in just a moment. It actually has really good ratings. I wanted to do some research to determine if it was an American brown ale or an English brown ale. And so I think, let me see here. There's not necessarily any specific indication of that, but the IBUs are 28. And so for the American brown ale category, IBUs are between 20 and 40, and alcohol by volume is between 4.3 and 6.2. So it definitely falls into those ranges appropriately. I saved this last one to do the review. I've actually had the rest of them, so I know the answer to is it good. Let's take a look. So smell. I get lots of maltiness, some alcohol kind of scent, lots of graininess, kind of dusty, but I can't tell if that's the beer smell or if it's the glass. Sometimes I can smell the glass. Not that the glass is dusty, FYI, but anyway. Makes my mouth water just thinking about it. So color-wise, it's a nice deep brown. You can only really see through it if you have a light source directly behind it. And it poured with a nice head. It doesn't look like it's super bubbly in there. All things we're expecting, so yay. All right, flavor. I'm surprised on the initial drink how, like, I get this fleeting moment of fruity sweetness, but then I get like this deep, complex maltiness, like a caramelly, like a caramel, a little bit of coffee, but not like bitter coffee. It's almost like coffee with milk, and this nice kind of dryness at the end that resolves with some hop bitterness. This is a really nicely done beer, and I'm reminded that brown ales are lighter in body, lighter in flavor than a porter, than a stout, obviously, but they're just kind of a refreshing beer on the malt side of the spectrum, and this is a really nicely done beer. I like it a lot, and I think this is only maybe the second beer I've had by Abita. I think I've had Purple Haze, and so anytime I see Abita in the stores, I always get excited to try a beer out of the Louisiana area, because my friend Jay, who does beer reviews, so shout out to Jay. Anyway, so yeah, this is a great beer. Oh yeah, some chocolatiness is in there. All of these really nice, subtly sweet, complex, warm kind of flavors are in there. It's really super drinkable. And while the flavor is light, the body of the beer isn't necessarily light. It still has a nice medium full body to it that makes it a substantial drinkable beer. They used to call porters lunchtime ales, drinkable lunch or something like that, because they had micronutrients in it. So I thought it was interesting when I was on the Abita website that the nutrition facts were there. So there's 168 calories in a bottle. Woo, I don't want to think about that. 15 grams of carbs, but 2.4 grams of protein. You know, so I can add a little bit of protein to my otherwise vegetarian meal for the evening. I like that the style guide says can be considered a bigger, maltier, hoppier interpretation of a Northern English brown ale or a hoppy, less malty brown porter. I think that that's a really good description of this beer. It's kind of in the middle of those two categories, which are also great categories. I love all the beers right in this range a lot. I think it's great that they made it hoppier, but it's not overly hoppy. It's not aggressively hoppy. It's not like gross, resiny, super slap you in the face hoppy. It just has enough hops in it that it finishes clean and kind of cleans up the sweet, mouth-watering maltiness that happens. Although I'm drooling while I'm thinking about it. Maybe I just really want to drink this beer. But very well done. Like this beer a lot. I really think it's really, really well done. So yeah, there's insight into my favorite type of beer, brown ales, porters, English brown ales. Anyway, so there you have it. Says it's brewed with pale caramel and chocolate malts and Willamette hops. So it gets a rich body and color and a sweet chocolate toffee-like flavor. Pretty good description. And sometimes when you read that, you think it's going to taste like chocolate or toffee. It's going to be sweet, and it's a more subtle impression that you get. And the brew portion of it is just so tasty and wonderful. You get these impressions that just make you love the beer. So I hope you love it as much as I do. And share with me what you think and where you found it. I found this at probably at Whole Foods. I honestly don't remember, to tell you the truth, but I think Whole Foods. You know, great beer. I really like the things that Abita makes, and I'm really glad that they're getting more widely distributed. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.